morning. Let's take a look at a basic Ikebana style, upright style, Nageire style. This is not the most traditional vase. We like to have a cylinder, and most of them that are shown in basic arrangements are very plain. But in the Sugetsu school was a more modern school, so I'm using something a little bit different. And this vase has a character of its own. The arrangement that I'll be choosing is going to be from the Sugetsu textbook number 2. The first 2 books are mostly very basic style, going between the upright style and the Ikebana for the flat open bowl, so that you get really good at learning the main branches and how to create an artistic arrangement and use negative space as well as the floral features. Now, these textbooks can only be gotten if you're a member of the Sugetsu school, so if you don't have a Sugetsu chapter, you can still get help online and in books for how to begin to do basic arrangements. This one will be an upright style, and we'll look at the different angles. Of course, some of this has to do with the branches, but we'll follow those rules in general, again, to train your eye for seeing the beauty of the design. This vase was made by Nikki Bullitt, and she is a potter here in Cincinnati at Queen City Clay. This is called Moonscape, the glaze, which is just beautiful, and I think it will really look nice with the color roses I have, and I've chosen them because of the magnolia branches that I'm using, which are beginning to bud, and those colors will look beautiful. Inside, I've already put one of my crossbars. I may stick with one, or I may put 2 in there. We cut one end at an angle and one end flat and wedge it into the vase in order to help secure the materials. In this variation, the shim, or the heaven line, is coming towards the front about 45 degrees, and from the top we want that branch also to be coming forward. You can just eyeball the branch, or you can measure it by putting it up against your container, the height plus the width, or on these vertical arrangements you can go a little longer than that if it looks good. Now, as I look at my branches, this one has the flower open. That looks a bit stronger, so I'm going to change and take my heaven line out and make this the man line. I want this to be about 3/4 of the length, but I won't cut it right away. This has to go into the vase. And if I look for the arrangement that I'm doing, what we want is for the soy, or the man line, we want this to be about 15 degrees, also coming towards the front. And in this case, as I've been working with my branches, they have a mind of their own, and they would like to go in a certain way. Since I'm doing this at home, I can go with whatever happens. So my original idea to do the upright style is now going to be a slanting style. I'm doing my heaven line, or my shin line, the longest one, moving out towards the front, and then I'm taking my next line, the man line. It's about 15 degrees. This one's about 45 degrees, both coming slightly towards the front. And this way I'm able to bring this bud forward the way it wants to come. and let the branches do what they want to do naturally. So if I were looking in my workbook or my textbook, I would be back in book number 1, closer to the 14th design, the variation on the slanting style, Nageire. So that's the way we're going to go. And all your different styles of Ikebana have the 3 main lines, the heaven, the man, and the earth, but they may call them different names. I'll use roses now for the earth, and that will be coming out at about 75 degrees to the front. So now I just will fill some greens in there. There's not much available out in the garden right now, just some pine. And I have a few salal leaves left over from another arrangement. So I'll just make a decision about what to fill in. These are the main branches. As I said, sometimes the branch wants to go a certain way and can't be helped. You can always wire them to help manipulate them, or you can let them tell you what to do. We're still staying within the fundamentals of the basic lines. I like the look of the spruce. This is a weeping spruce, and I've put one bit of green in there already, so I'll just fill in with spruce. So again, I started with the plan of doing an upright style, and I've ended up doing a slanting style. But once you begin to understand the elements, you can allow your materials to tell you which way to go. Here's the basic arrangement. Instead of upright, I've used a slanting because that is the way the branches wanted to go without additional manipulation from me. There we have Freestyle. This is simply an arrangement I did before. After the flowers faded, I took the lilies out, and now the feature becomes the magnolia. That's a Freestyle Ikebana. And this one I did last night in the teapot. These are branches from Japanese weeping pine, a little bit of salal foliage, and also roses.